Do you remember? We were just getting into the groove there, Sipho Hotstix Mabuse. Where were you there before we even get into the interview? It was one of the 46664 concerts?
Yeah? In New York, yes.
One of the personal favorites of Dr. Nelson Mandela, you are.
Yeah, this guy was just creating his own story.
Absolutely beautiful. You said you were trying to pull a Michael Jackson there. You were
moonwalking
there.
Because I was in America, so I thought
when in America, do as the Americans. Well, the reason you're here today is not because we're going to talk about matters affecting America, but I suppose this particular speech we're discussing has a ripple effect of significance all over the world. We are, of course, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Nelson Mandela's iconic speech, I am prepared to die. That speech that he made on the dock Rivonia trial. I think it resonates with so many of us today. You've written a song to that effect. We're going to speak to you in just a moment. We're also going to speak to Nic Wolpe, Liliesleaf Chief Executive. You're hosting an event this Sunday, which will be the 50th anniversary of that speech, in memory of that speech, that fateful day when Madiba made those strong, passionate words. You're going to be hosting an event to remember that. Why was it so important for you, Nic?
I think it comes down to the fact history. It's imperative that we don't forget about seminal moments, seminal events in our history. I mean, just look at how the Americans celebrated the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech. I mean, worldwide coverage last year, which was the 50th anniversary. It still, in America, resonates today. I mean, people say that was the start of the civil rights movement moving forward to the point where Barack Obama was elected president. And the same can be said about Nelson's speech, because I think the important aspect is when he said, I'm prepared to die, he wasn't just talking about himself, he was talking about the other accused. And he was basically saying, if you believe that what we are trying to achieve is wrong, then hang us, kill us for our beliefs. He literally threw down a challenge to the apartheid state, to the judicial system, and say, then find us guilty and hang us for what we believe in. And I think that speech was also critical, or the statement I say was also critical in terms of highlighting to the world what the apartheid state was doing, and it also provided that unfettered opportunity to explain to the world why the movement had moved away from its tradition of non-violence to violence, to be able to explain without censorship, without distortion, the reality of the situation.
And I think the gravity of those words are so significant. This wasn't a man who was just sitting on a beach somewhere saying, oh, well, I'm prepared to die. He was facing death's door, potentially. He's standing there, risking his life, risking the life of the fellow suspects on the dock with him, his family at the prime of his youth. And yet he's there saying that I am willing to give it all up because this cause is worthy. So when faced with that position, to have a man say that, in fact, it was so controversial that I understand there was a bit of a disputed debate among some of the legal experts who were his defense, saying, don't say you're prepared to die. Maybe add in a line that say you want to live for it as well. You know. So there was some toing and froing, I believe, with regards to that clause.
There was. I mean, in fact, what happened was Joel Joffe typed it up and removed that last section because he felt that that was really opening the door to giving the apartheid state that opportunity to say, okay, well, we will then. You've given us, you laid down the challenge. Okay, we are going to rise to the bait, so to speak. So it was removed, and when the statement went back to Nelson, he added it back in. So there was a debate around that element, in terms of I am prepared to die and the structuring of it.
Sure.
And so it did create angst amongst the defense team, and their concern was really opening the door to the states to say, okay, fine, you've thrown down the challenge, we will meet it.
And Bra Hotstix, we're going to take a quick ad break, and when we come back, I want to ask you why you chose to immortalize those words through song. You've written a song to Madiba, just focusing also on the sentiments of the time. So I'm going to ask us to take a quick ad break. When we come back, we'll go deeper into us and take a look at the song that was captured or birthed by those words of Madiba.
Zoom into Africa. This is Gabon. The president is Mr. Ali Ben Bongo. Gabon got independent from France on August 17 in 1960. The population is over 1 million people. One of the major languages spoken is French. Monetary unit is CFA.
That's Sports Live, daily at 8:30 p.m. on SABC News.
National relief missions, including South Africa's Gift of the Givers, are facing delays in getting aid and medical supplies to those without water and electricity.
It's proving to be a logistical nightmare for a South African NGO to deliver humanitarian aid in typhoon-hit areas.
Head of Disaster Operations, Butch Ong, says it's extremely difficult to get aid